Good hello friends. Welcome to this month's vlog. This time around I'm going to be reading The Anomaly by Michael Rutger, and this is the June 2018 pick. June 2018. It is September 2022. So I've had this book for 4 years. So around the time when I first started my bookish accounts, so I've owned this book for 4 years and it's still on my shelves, unread, untouched. I have no idea what it's about, so let's go ahead and read the synopsis together. Not all secrets are meant to be found. If Indiana Jones lived in the X-Files era, he might bear at least a passing resemblance to Nolan Moore, a rogue archaeologist hosting a documentary series derisively dismissed by the real experts but beloved by conspiracy theorists. Nolan sets out to retrace the steps of an explorer from 1909 who claimed to have discovered a mysterious cavern high up in the ancient rock of the Grand Canyon, and for once, he may have actually found what he seeks. Then the trip takes a nasty turn, and the cave begins turning against his expedition in mysterious ways. Nolan's story becomes one of survival against seemingly impossible odds. The only way out is to answer a series of intriguing questions. What is this strange cave? How has it remained hidden for so long? And what secret does it conceal that made its last visitors attempt to seal it forever? So I definitely think this is appropriate going into fall, going into the spooky seasons. I am excited because, one, the book, like the font is so big and it's 338 pages long. I believe it's standalone. I'm pumped to get into this. It's been on my shelves for a really long time. And yeah, I have no thoughts. I'm excited. I'm intrigued. So let's hope she's a winner. Let's hope she's at least a 4-star. Because if it's been on my shelf for 4 years and it's not at least a 4-star, I'm gonna be really upset. So let's see what happens. But I'm also actually not gonna start this right now. I have so much work to do today. It's Sunday. I'm picking up a couple shifts at the bakery. Still got school. So it's gonna be a little bit busy because I'm gonna be driving back and forth a lot. I'm gonna be in the car a lot, so I'll probably listen to a lot of audiobooks. The one that I'm listening to now, which is I Kiss Shara Wheeler, which is great. I'm loving that book so much right now, but that's not what this vlog is about. This vlog is about The Anomaly, but I have so much to do, so let's hop into a time lapse and get some work done. I'm gonna get a nice bottoms up angle just because I don't want to lift my arms right now. But it's about 3:30 right now. I've got to finish writing an article for school. I have to do some research on a guest speaker who's coming in tomorrow. He's an Olympian in water polo, which is really, really cool. I'm taking a sports athlete PR class, so I'm really excited for that. So I gotta watch a water polo game that I've studied so many times, but gotta prep for her and the discussion we're gonna have tomorrow. I've got work super early tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna try to grind out as much of this as I can before then, but I'm tired. I'm really tired right now, and every part of me wants to just say, screw it, let's go take a nap, but I can't because I know if I take a nap, I'm not gonna get any work done because that's what happened yesterday. So I really like the way my hair looks today, so. Good hello, friends. I am not in focus. So I'm on campus now, about an hour and a half early because I wanted to beat traffic and I wanted to get some potential work done prior to class. I actually have not started The Anomaly yet. I filmed the intro to that video a couple days ago, and I've had a busy couple days with work, so I'm working back at the bakery for a couple of shifts while I'm waiting for this insufferable job market to get back to me. Filming in the parking lot is a lot of fun. Classes have been great. Not really too worried about this semester, which is pretty nice. It's really relieving knowing that even though it's my busiest semester in terms of the most classes and the most units, I'm still able to really manage it. And I think once I have a full-time job, I'll still be okay. So just wanted to pop in, say hi before I go to class, or at least before I walk into the building. Still no progress made, but you know what? Hopefully in the next clip, I'll actually start it. Maybe if I get out of class early today. Actually, no, it's not a good idea. I'll read tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a good day to read, so. Have an issue, which is why I'm this close. I'm only 12 pages in and I'm bored. dramatics aside, I'm about 30 pages in now. I'm really not liking our cast of characters a ton. They're kind of douchey, but I think that's kind of the point. They're exploring the Grand Canyon and parts of the Grand Canyon that they legally cannot be in, as well as the fact that it is protected native land. So I think it's really interesting to see how the author is going to approach this, how the characters are going to approach this. And basically they're like, I think the synopsis doesn't do like a great job of saying like it's not Indiana Jones. It doesn't feel Indiana Jones. It feels a little bit more like if Indiana Jones was a YouTuber. And I mean, that's exactly what it is. They have a show called The Anomaly Files and a book and a bunch of other weird things, and they're just trying to get out of YouTube and into mainstream media. Very funny that I understand how all of this works considering they're doing a bunch of marketing, but I don't know. It's still not hooking me. I'm gonna push through, so we'll see what happens, but so far it's weird. I will say there's some mixed media in this. So we get to see our main character Nolan's blog posts, as well as a few of the actual anomaly, a few of the actual anomaly files. It's so hard to say that. There's like more findings, so I think it's really interesting and really cool, and you know, you get to see some fun photos. So I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. However, the writing style is kind of boring. Feels pretty flat, but we'll see if it kind of zhuzhes itself up. There's also signs of like he's doing this for someone. There's someone he's trying to win back, or someone that he is constantly keeping tabs on, and he's like, I don't care, but I do care. So again, very curious as to where this book is going to take us, but 30 pages in, chapter 5, still not pumped about this book, so we'll see. So I'm not gonna lie, I just spent probably the next 40 minutes since I filmed that clip, about 25 of it on my phone watching TikTok, and the other 15 or so reading. Didn't get very far, only got a chapter in. I'm on page 37. It took me like 15 minutes to read 7 pages. I can't speak. It took me 15 minutes to read 7 pages because I am so bored. Luckily, I mean, like, it's gonna be a quick one to read through. I just need to not be on my phone. But the thing is, like, I reach for my phone because I don't care. I know it's only 37 pages long, but I'm coming from the highest of highs with tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, and now this is really disappointing. I don't know what I thought this was. I thought this was gonna be a sci-fi novel, honestly. So when I saw Indiana Jones, I was like, but it's fine. I'm gonna go to my old high school football game now because one of my best friend's little brothers starting varsity, starting line. So we're gonna go watch him play his game. If I read tonight, it'll be a miracle. Friends, let's talk about this dumpster fire of a book for a minute, okay? I'm gonna get a little cozy here. I'm gonna back myself up into my little corner. I'm holding it upside down. This book, I don't know. So I went ahead and I read some of the 5-star reviews for it, and people were like, oh my god, it had some great paranormal activity and blah blah blah. And like, I've read up to chapter 16, which is page 97 of this book, you know, like barely a third, if you even want to call it that, of the way through. Like not even like a quarter of the way through. And quite frankly, I don't know if I have the strength to go through it. So here's my plan. If I can read 70 pages, 60-ish pages today, and get to page 165, or whatever the equivalent is in terms of chapters. So chapter 29, page 167. I'll give it to the halfway mark, and then I'll decide if I'm gonna DNF it. The only reason I haven't DNF'd it yet is because they finally got to this cave in the Grand Canyon that they've been looking for. I wanna give it the shot of like, okay, the first 100 pages were ass, but like, let's see if these next 70 pages or so are going to entice me. If not, I'm not gonna scrap this video. We're just gonna DNF it, and we're gonna talk about everything that didn't work for me. It's taken me forever to read this, so I don't want to waste any more time when I have a romance book waiting for me. I'm also flying out of town this weekend, so we'll see how long this vlog really lasts. Ideally, I would like to get this video up by Friday, but I don't see that happening. If that happens, you know, and we decide whatever it is we're gonna decide for this guy. It sucks because it's been on my bookshelf since June of 2018. I'm frustrated. I wish I read it then or gave it a shot then, because I was kind of into it. I was feeling the vibes of this book when I decided that this is what I was gonna pick up for the book of the month book. But I'm really sad if I'm gonna have to DNF this and I spent this much time avoiding it and instead listening to some really fun audiobooks. So I'm gonna get to reading. We've made it to chapter 29. I really don't know how to feel about this book because now that I've made it to the halfway mark, the story is starting to pick up. However, it's one of those stories that I wish that I could just watch instead of having to read or told what the story is. Like it's just, I'm not having fun, but I'm curious. And that's the issue. I want to know more, and it's super, super easy to read, but it's just not satisfying. So I kind of want to keep reading and just see how far I can get through tonight and kind of assess tomorrow. I might just finish it. I don't know. Basically, what's going on here is they found this cave, Kincaid's cave, and they're uncovering all of the things that he said were missing, blah, blah, blah. But now we have run into an issue, and it's very Indiana Jones in the sense of the falling rock, the ball rock chasing after them. And so now they're stuck in this cave, and only one person is on the outside of like the entrance, Ball, the rest of the crew. So of course they're gonna keep exploring the area. They're gonna kind of understand more of Kincaid's theology, methodology, understand all of the ology. To put it in really simple terms, they're stuck in a cave. It's been about 24 hours. I think it's the writing style. I don't think I have an issue with the actual content. I feel like if I was watching this as like a show or a movie or a documentary, I'd be super intrigued. But writing it as a book is like just, he's not a good writer. Nolan, our main character, is an absolute douche. So it's just like not a fun cast of characters, not a great writing style, not a good time. Am I gonna keep reading because I'm curious and I just want to know what happens? Yes. Could I also just read like a spoiler thing and not waste my time? Yes, but that defeats the purpose. This also is book 1 of 2. I will not be reading book 2, thank you very much. I'm just gonna keep reading and I'm gonna stretch a little bit and we're just gonna, God, I look terrible, but I'm not gonna do the reading vlog. Hello. I'm glowing from just one side because my lamp is on. I made it to page 216 of this dumpster fire of a book. It's just like the things that are happening are so stupid. Like, this book should not exist. It's super easy for me to fly through, but it's not good. It's not. However, because like I said at the beginning of the video, or of one video, I'm a little bitch. I don't wanna read scary things. It's 9 o'clock. I'm getting ready for bed, and there's some just creepy things that are happening that I don't want to think about before bed, so we're not gonna read that part. I'm gonna aim to finish it tomorrow. This book is stupid. Final thoughts to come then. Hello. I am 40 pages away from finishing this book. I hate how much time I wasted on this thing. Like, it's not even wrapping up nicely to lead into whatever's gonna happen next. It's just, this is like a conspiracy theorist, Armageddon theorists, like obsessed with the end of the world theorists book. I am not that person. This book is not made for me. It is just so bad and so poorly written. I can't wait to finish it so I never have to think about it again. Like, am I completely hate reading this at this point? Yes. Let's go ahead and finish the book. You know what this reminds me of? And I've been thinking this the entire time I've been reading it, is, I think it's called The Cave? No.
I tried to explain what video game it is. It's called The Forest.
Like this last survivor situation, but not really a last survivor. There is a whole story arc to this game, and basically you do have to survive. Like, you can like chop wood, you can build yourself a log cabin, and there are these weird human-like creatures that aren't necessarily human, but they aren't necessarily like animal. They're just, let's call them cannibals for simplification. And the plot line of the video game is essentially you get to the computer hub of this world that you're now stranded in, and you have to find your way out. You have to get your rescue. You have to, it's like uncovering all of these secrets that have been kept for so long. And like, as a video game, it's cool because it's not completely storyline based. It's more like objective based, and you know, you're experiencing the world and like the crazy that's happening in here without the full psychological effect. Like, they're going in with a group, whereas in the video game you're by yourself. But it's giving me the same vibe. However, reading this as a medium versus playing the video game are two completely different experiences, and I think that's why I just don't like this. This would be really interesting if it was like a, I don't know, a TV show. But even then, I wouldn't want to watch this like the full thing as a TV show. I'd probably want to watch this as like a 45-minute YouTube video. Which granted is what they're doing. Well, what they were doing. The whole purpose of this expedition in the first place is to create content of the anomalies of the world, hence the title of the book. This is so stupid. Anyway, page 309. I just want to know how they end up getting out of this cave. I finished it. This is getting like a 1.5, 2 stars. In case it wasn't clear enough about all of the things that I hated about this book, let's start from the beginning. First, we're introduced to Nolan and his crew, the crew behind the Anomaly Files, a docu-series YouTube channel that's really trying to make themselves a hit into the TV space, if you will. Basically, they're trying to get more exposure for their show and for the purpose of whatever it is they're doing. Here's where my issues begin. Nolan himself is a piece of garbage. He's incredibly insufferable. I literally could not stand him for the first 100 pages, and was honestly one of the main reasons I wanted to DNF this book. And then we get to the actual expedition, where they find this cave that's clearly been abandoned a year ago. They've been sponsored by this society to, or for the show, and to make these extreme explorations and really trying to figure out like what's going on here. Again, all of it seems in very good favor. Until they actually get into the cave. Once they get into the cave, things start to get really weird, things start to get really messy. Now, I can put up a spoiler warning, so I'm gonna put it up, but honestly, I don't think you should waste your time with this book, so I'm gonna just tell you anyway. But here are spoilers. I have to deal with these human-like 9-foot creatures who, there's some weird pool where that's, if they catch the DNA, then it starts to reproduce things. There's a giant ball, Indiana Jones style, that rolls down, traps half the team inside, half the team outside the cave. We've got liars on this society who are kind of leading them to do all of this. It's really just like a gross, messy book, and that's not a spoiler. The people who gave this 5 stars, as I was talking about last night, really loved the fact that it kept you on your toes. You know, don't want to stop reading. Part of me wants to agree with that, in the sense that like, yeah, I didn't want to stop reading. I wanted to know how they were going to get out of this cave. But that doesn't like take away from the fact that I could not believe anything that was happening in this book. Trying to create the suspension of belief, it just wasn't working for me. I have been in worlds where I know the thing that's happening in the book will never happen in real life. I know it, but the suspension of disbelief, that's what I meant to say, is so far gone in this book. There's like, I just couldn't disconnect from the fact that it was so ridiculous. So I think that was one of my biggest issues, but it was also just the way the story was being told. It wasn't good. The writing style isn't good. It's like, this was happening and then he died. It was bad. Long story short, I did not like this book. So that is it for today's video. That is it for this month's Book of the Month vlog. I'm really disappointed that this is how it ended up. But you know, not all books and not all months are going to be perfect. So it is with a sad heart that I must say that is the end of this video. That is the end of this reading experience, thank God. And now the Anomaly is sitting at the very top of my bookshelf, because that is where I'm putting all of the books that I'll be donating / getting rid of. So that's it for today's video. I'm really sad that this is how I have to end it, because you know, we were on such a high with Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow is like one of my new all-time favorite books, and now The Anomaly is one of my least favorite books of all time. So that's it. There's not much more to say. Here's to next month, and hoping that October will bring us a book of the month that is going to be everything that I need from this subscription service, because I do love the fact that I have it. I'm actually really excited for September's book that I got, which is Other Birds, but I'm gonna see what October is gonna bring. Well, I'm actually gonna bring you guys along for the selection next month, and we're gonna talk about the books and the reasoning for me getting them, and then we'll go from there. But thank you so much for watching this absolute chaotic video. It literally took me like 2 days to read this book, but it took me all month to film because I did not want to pick it up, so I'm sorry for that. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you've read this shit show of a book, because I would love to hear your thoughts, and I hope to see you in the next one.